Hi, I'm Kathleen Byram, and I'm author of Conversations with Dawnkey, A Bipolar Journey. It's available at Amazon and Barnes & Noble and Walmart and other places you can Google it. If you get it at Amazon, it's less than $7 right now, and Walmart may be the same way. Barnes & Noble is the full price of $23.99, I believe. On to more important things. I'd like to talk about being disabled. There are misunderstandings about being disabled, and I'd like to talk about some of those, I think. And the first thing that pops in my mind to talk about, though, is how I feel. My top is driving me crazy. It's uneven. It's bugging me. I don't know how that happened. It was fine before. There we go. I figured it out. Okay. Sorry about that. About being disabled, one thing that I have experienced is having to go to the grocery store, which I don't do anymore. But when I did, I was miserable. My legs hurt me. My hips hurt me. I break out into a cold, clammy sweat, and I feel irritable and crazy. If I have my mother with me, it's 10 times that, because she's real slow. She has dementia. She doesn't hear well. That's enough right there to cause more problems, adding on to my own personal problems that don't have anything to do with her. So together, we make a real mess. Now, you might say, well, Dawnkey, why don't you use the, I forget what it's called, the little motorized wheelchair thing that has the motorized cart. And I've done that a few times. But one of the issues that has to do with is worrying about getting one. You have that worry before you even get to the store. First of all, am I going to get a good parking place? Lord, please give me a good parking place so I don't have to walk in the rain and slowly and in pain in the rain, or too far out or whatever. And then when I get out there, I'm afraid that I'm going to forget where I'm parked. So I like to park up close if possible. And when I'm doing that, I'm worrying, is there going to be something there for me to ride, or are they all going to be used up by people who probably need them worse than I? But it's a great thing to use. I highly recommend it. They're easy to use. Even I can do it. And they're a little bit tricky about other people being around. You have to be careful. You have to go real slow. You don't want to try to whip around corners or anything. Dangerous. Another thing about being disabled is that I am mentally disabled. I would call myself physically disabled too, and that is because I weigh somewhere between 350 and 400 pounds. I'm not sure which. I'm sure it's gone up in the last couple of weeks immensely, unfortunately. And what was I talking about? I do that too. I assume it's from my medication. Um, Being disabled sucks. And trying to explain it to some people is hard. It's hard to get them to understand the extent of what I'm experiencing. They don't seem to grasp the confusion that I experience, the need to have my hand held through stuff that I experience, my embarrassment that I experience. What are some other things about being disabled? I feel like people look at me and think, look at that gross, huge body. Why doesn't she go on a diet? Well, I've been on many diets and I've lost many a pound, but it doesn't stay off, and probably it's because of the medication, which is what makes people gain weight on bipolar. That's why a lot of bipolar people stay in the manic and the depressive episodes, because they don't want to take that medicine and get fat. That's the way they look at it. And I'm here to say it's worth it. It's worth it to be fat. There are big problems that come with being fat, though. And not being psychotic is worth it. When I became psychotic, back in 2012, for example, it was a nightmare. It was not fun. It was no Alice in Wonderland experience. It was frightening. I was afraid that things were going to be happening, and some of the things I didn't know about, and I was embarrassing, and I was just a mess. And my mind just stopped again. Well, I think I've talked long enough anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and stop now. And I'd like to ask you if you would please like and comment and subscribe if you would. And thank you for listening so much. Bye-bye. Oh, if you have a comment on some things that you have experienced as disabled, or challenges that you have experienced as being disabled, I'd love to hear you put those down in the comments. I'd love to get comments. Thank you for listening. Bye-bye.